Hi there, this is Magali Santiago with Home and Careers. Sorry for the wiggling of my phone. I am going to make a dish today, and the dish is it's going to be rice with pigeon peas, but it's coconut rice. And I'm also going to make octopus, but it's going to be in place of conch meat because I couldn't find that type of conch meat that I needed. So I thought that a good option would be canned octopus, which I'm sure could taste just as good and has the same consistency when it comes to chewing it and stuff. But right now I am making a dinner from the Bahamas, and some of the places in the Caribbean islands that has the same exact dish is Belize, Puerto Rico, I think the place is called Caicos in Caribbean islands. It's kind of hard for me to pronounce, but there's quite a few countries in the Caribbean islands that do have this dish. So that it's very similar and very traditional African. So they call it coconut rice and peas. But the peas that we're going to be using in actuality are the green pigeon peas, which are these right here. These are the green pigeon peas that I'm going to be using. So it's very basic. I'm going to start with the rice first. So I'm going to have a little bit of sofrito that I'm going to put in the rice with a little bit of coconut oil. And not a lot of coconut oil. So I'm never really measure when I make rice. I'm so used to doing it, but I'm going to put in, I'd say, about 2 teaspoons of oil. And I'm also going to put a little bit of sofrito, which is the foundation of a lot of Caribbean meals. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that. Also like 2 teaspoons. Okay. And I'm just going to start to stir fry that a little bit. Always, sofrito should always be stir fried a bit. It releases a lot of the flavor into the oil and makes a lot of noise. This steel, this aluminum spoon. So that's going to start simmering. You can see it. It's starting to bubble up a little bit. Let's move it around a little bit. So as that's simmering, as I was saying, I didn't realize that there are so many countries that have this same dish with the conch meat, because I know that there's salt water in that area, so fishing is something that is done, and many places out there have a lot of fish dishes like salt fish, and then the conch meat as well. So when I saw that Bahamas and Belize and Puerto Rico, and I think the other places, Turks and Caicos, I think it's called, the 2 little countries, they also have the same exact dish. I love octopus salad. I love it. Some people don't like it, but it's a very, very delicious meal if you know how to do it. I'm going to put in some milk. Let me get I almost forgot my, I forgot my measuring cup. Lately I don't know, I think keep forgetting things. I don't know if it's my age. I hope not. But I'm going to measure, and I think I'm going to do like half a cup first to see. I'm not planning on making a whole lot of rice. So I'm trying to measure it where it would be just enough maybe for 3 people or so. Any of us, we just have, just a little bit of rice. We don't really eat a lot of rice anymore like we used to. And to that, I'm going to add some of the water that belongs to the can of pigeon peas, okay? Just a little bit, okay? And so once I do that, I'm also going to put in half of the can of pigeon peas in a second. I'm going to just stir that a little bit. Stir that up a little bit. There we go. I feel like a lot of things got moved out of the way from here that I had, and I apologize. I have to get that. I get the salt, actually. So I have salt. I just want to put a dash of salt in it, not a lot. Only because I want it to have that sweet little flavor of coconut. So I'm only putting a little bit, like less than a teaspoon of this. And I also want to put in a little bit of coconut flakes. So I have the coconut milk, I have coconut oil, and the unsweetened flakes would be the best. This is great because when you don't want to add like some, like sugar flavor to a dish, this is perfect. Just a little bit. I don't want to have like a whole lot, but just a touch of the flakes in there. Make it a little bit more, taste more like coconut. So this is starting to take effect here. There we go. So while that is starting to simmer, I am going to start to make the octopus. The octopus is going to go in a it's going to go into a my mind went blank here. Let me get my other little items that I have here. It's going to go into the bigger pot that I have here. And I have a couple of things that I'm going to be adding to it as well. So I have some butter. So I'm going to stir fry some veggies here. So I'm going to put like half a stick for now. I might use the whole stick. Because this recipe is going to be a buttery dish. It's going to be a buttery dish. I'm just going to melt that in. And it's going to be something I would say that gets done pretty quick. Yeah, it's going to get done pretty quick. So this combination must be very well loved out in these places in the Caribbean. But I do know that arroz con gandule from Puerto Rico is very similar to this because it is also made with pigeon peas. And looking at the history of that meal, I came to find out that actually that is an African influenced dish that was brought over by slaves. So it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful to have that history and to be able to share it and to pass it on to your family, and that you know actually that that's what it is and that's where it comes from. And I was just sharing with my little 9-year-old granddaughter today about that because she's very interested in cooking. So I'm going to add some of the rice. I think it's going to be, I already washed it. I'm looking at maybe a cup Not really 100% sure just yet. I'm going to check. Yeah, I think I'm going to need a little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more water, actually. Yeah, so right now I put in about 2 cups of the rice. And half of the can of the pigeon peas. And I am going to use more of the water from the peas because I decided to put a little bit of extra rice. So there we are with the pigeon peas. Yeah, this is half a can right there. Okay, so now this is all melted in. I'm going to add some cut red peppers, yellow, orange peppers, and some onion. You can add that according to how much you want. I love onions and all of that. I enjoy it. This is squeezable garlic, so I'm gonna put like 3 little squeezes in there, and half a piece of lime. Seafood tastes best with a little bit of lemon or lime. I love lime more than I love the lemon. I enjoy it. Very good. I even put lime in my water every day. I just love the flavor of lime. I'm going to stir that up a little bit. And to this, I also have some cilantro and lime adobo. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit in there. Sprinkle a little bit. This is making all this sounds because earlier I had used it and it splattered some oil, and that's the reason why this burner is making all of this noise. Okay, so that's cooking up really beautifully. I'm also going to add some black pepper. I'm gonna add some, oops, almost dropped this. I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper in here. I'm going to add a little bit of thyme in it. Okay, just a little shake of each little item. A little dab of Himalayan salt. I love Himalayan salt also. I love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to stir that in, and I'm also going to add some olives. I got to get something to serve it. Lately I just forget things, and I have to be going back for it, so my apologies. Okay. There we go. Oh, this is a little bit in the wrong direction, so I'm going to have to move it over. There we go. So that's starting to create a bit of a boil over here. Just a little bit more water. I don't think that it had enough water. So I put about 3 tablespoons more water in there. We're going to stir this up a little bit. So I'm going to add the olives now. Just a few. Well, love olives. What Caribbean country does not love olives? I put olives in everything almost. So there we go, stirring it up really well. I want to make sure that this stir fries and gets all the juices going. And it seems like it's doing that. And it's just right in that butter. I'm going to add a little bit more butter now. So pretty soon I'm going to start to add the octopus in there. I've added maybe like another, I think that would be like another tablespoonful of butter. I got a little bit of cilantro that I'm going to throw in there as well. And I like to just break it up with my hands and throw it in. It's like my mom used to do when I was a kid. Just break it all up really well. And throw the cilantro in there. This is going to smell so good. It's starting to, especially the lime. I'm starting to smell some of the lime in there. Cooking is very relaxing, very therapeutic, and sometimes if it's something you've never done before, like I have done the octopus, this is the first time I'll be doing the coconut one. It wouldn't be the first time. There was during the Christmas, there was a can of the green pigeon peas that was coming during the holidays that had coconut milk in it, and I tried it and I loved it. But this is the first time that I'm actually doing it, creating it myself, putting the milk in and some of the flakes and the coconut oil in it. It's my first time doing it that way instead of just taking and dumping a can that comes with the milk in it already and everything. I wish they would have kept it on the shelves. It was only a holiday can. And I was very disappointed afterwards because the taste in it was amazing. I'm hoping that this specific one will smell. I mean, well, not smell, but yeah, smell like coconut and taste like coconut. I'm gonna start to lower this because the octopus that I got is from cans. And I have 5 cans here. Here goes the octopus, and it's all really cooked and everything already. This is the one that comes in garlic sauce. I don't like the garlic sauce it comes in, so I wash it off. And then I just, create it the way I want it. It could be in a cold salad or warm like I'm doing now. But most of the time, I make octopus with shrimp in it and crab meat, and make a salad, a cold salad with olive oil. I add vinegar, olive oil, olives, and all of the above. The onions and all of that as well. And I love those seafood salads. They are so good. And if you're in a rush and you want to make a very nice exotic meal for your significant other, nothing better than a quick little shrimp and octopus salad. Let me tell you, it is fast and it's delicious. And it's exotic. It's different. They're going to be like, wow, you really went through all this trouble and you got octopus. And sometimes they may not like it because just the word sometimes scares people. But in actuality, it's a fantastic type of dish. You're going to love it. But right now, I just shut it off and I'm letting it simmer. So it's going to simmer. I don't want to cover it because I don't want it sweating and having the water go down into the dish and water down the butter. I want the butter to be nice and buttery in there. Okay, you just put that butter all over the the meal. It's supposed to be very creamy, very buttery dish. And the butter will also, I want to put a little bit more lime. The butter also will, it'll help with the lime, just take that fishy scent away. Like many seafood dishes have, it has that scent. I put another tablespoon of butter, that should do it. So I did almost 4 tablespoons. I still have like half of one left, which I don't think I'm gonna need. So I do this mostly by eye. It's not too much measuring or anything like that. It really isn't. You know, you can put as much cut up green peppers, red peppers. I didn't find green peppers where I went, just like I hadn't found the conch meat. So you can take and personalize dishes, and think of, what can I do to make this dish my own or make it better. So when I realized that I couldn't find the conch meat, I was like, okay, what is the next best thing? The next best thing was this octopus and garlic sauce. It's not expensive, which is great. They're like $2. $2 for each little box that I got. The boxes are small, but I got like 5 boxes, so it's not a expensive meal. And it's just starting to simmer in there. It's gonna thicken because I shut it off. And it's starting to smell so good. I'm gonna check it for salt and flavor. So I'm gonna get one of these little pieces and just grab it off of the fork. Oh my gosh, it tastes so good. I didn't think it was gonna taste as good, but it does. I've never done it in butter. I've always done it as a salad, and it has a bit of a kick in it because of the garlic. So it's gonna have, you know, once all those flavors settle in it, it's gonna be great. So it has the spiciness here, and this one's gonna have that nice little coconut scent and flavor. The water's almost evaporating from it. So soon, once the water evaporates, I'm going to cover it, and then I'm going to lower the temperature on that. So basically, it's just a matter of just like waiting and letting this continue. So once the rice, I let the rice boil, and it boils for about half an hour till the water evaporates, and then I cover it and leave it for another 15 minutes. This is just going to like just simmer. It's just simmering. I have to keep stirring it to make sure that I keep it mixing all the flavors around, making sure that flavor is well distributed. And it's looking really good. You can think of what other things could you add to this. Like I said, you could add shrimp to it and expand it. You can add mushrooms to it. You know, if you want to add some veggies, you could add some mushrooms, maybe little pieces of artichoke, stuff like that. Do a lot of different things with a salad like this. But this is the dish that you would get in the Bahamas. And boy, would I love to be there right now. Even though our temperatures are like if we were out there, let me tell you, the temperatures have been crazy. Crazy, just like if we've been out there. It's not as beautiful though. I love the United States, but wow, sitting on a beach with salt water and palm trees and stuff really, really calls my name. So now I'm going to cover this. Most of the water has evaporated. And I'm going to, it has a maximum on this. If you ever choose that you'd like to buy one of these, for some reason, I don't know what it is, but it shuts off when you put the temp down. And I'm kind of scared to leave it on high where it'll burn. I'm going to leave it like that. Maybe I might have to leave it like maybe 5 minutes and check on it and see what's going on, because when I lower it from the number 6, automatically it like shuts off. Don't know why. Okay, so you can see all the butter at the bottom. I don't know if you're able to see it, but it's all in there. Yes, I'm sure you can. All that butter. Once that starts to cool a little bit, it'll thicken and it'll continue to marinate in that butter. And I wish I would have had the green peppers, because the green peppers would have given it a real beautiful look, and it would have also added to the flavor that this recipe has. But remember, if you go shopping for this, to make this dish, that you would need, according to how many people you're going to serve, I got 5 boxes. This would serve like 4 people. And you cut onions, a dash of garlic, the bell peppers. I have the sweet peppers in there. Would have been great for the green one, to add it, but unfortunately I did not find any in the little tiny store I went to. So the rice is going to be cooking for, I'd say, maybe like 5 to 10 minutes. I will be checking it because I'm very nervous that it will burn, and I don't want it to burn because this burner here has a mind of its own. So yeah, it's looking good. I'm going to stir it a little bit. Be sure it's not sticking. When I did the Christmas arroz con gandules that had the coconut milk in it, I did put coloring in it. I put sazon, and it was a regular red color. But this dish, I have seen it in both. I have seen it with coloring, and I have seen it the way I have it, where I didn't put any sazon in it whatsoever, because I've never done it like this, and I wanted to see if it changes the flavor, or if it tastes more like coconut this way. So it's more, for me, an experiment, because the one I did for Christmas had the color, and it had sofrito in it and all of that, and it was so good. So I'm thinking, would it taste even more like coconut without the flavorings of the sazon, which mixes it up and gives it, might give it quite a bit of a different flavor, so that's the reason why I'm trying it this way. And so we're going to give it a moment. I'm not we're, but myself, I'm doing videos that are covering the Antillas, which is the Caribbean islands. And I have done a video recently of Trinidad style curry chicken. And so then this one I'm doing now, which is supposed to be the conch meat with rice and peas. So right now this is actually the octopus meat with the rice and peas. So look for me. I will also have a couple more videos that I have to do for Home and Careers that will have incorporate 2 other countries from the Caribbean islands. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I'm surprising myself. I'm just trying to figure out which ones would I like to try, because some of these recipes are new for me, so it's exciting to try it out and see, how good I am at trying to get the recipe to the best of my ability, right? And I am just sharing with you, being a rookie myself, and doing these. I've been cooking for a very long time, but it's been meals that I know traditionally from my country for many, many years. So doing recipes from other Caribbean islands is a challenge for me, and it's exciting and it's fun. It's been fun so far, the little bit I've done. This right here, I'm sure it's going to be great. I'm already smelling the rice. It has a beautiful aroma. It smells so amazing. So I'm just going to talk a little bit because I want to be able to give time to the rice to continue to cook. If you look in the Padlet of Home and Careers, you will see some of these dishes for the MLK school, and it's basically trying to expose our students to other countries virtually, so they could experience wanting and desiring to make meals, like these, and try. I had a couple of students that were really, really interested in cooking, and I was very shocked to find out how many children love food, and would want to create their own meals. There was a young man that literally wrote his own little cookbook with, it had like maybe like 5 pages in it, and he put it up to the camera and showed it to me and said, "Oh, look at my book, my cooking book. I did some recipes." And I said, "Wow, you have recipes? I'd like for you to share them with me." And he said, "I'm going to share them with you." And he put them into the Google Classroom I had prior to the Padlet. And I got to see some of his little recipes. He had like cake in a mug, really cute little recipes like that. He had one for ramen noodle soup. And he was so excited that I was going to be teaching home and careers, and he would be a part of the class and come in after school. This is an after school program, and he was enjoying cooking class. And he kept asking me things like, "Can you make this cake, or can you make these cookies?" And he wanted to learn how to make certain things. He wanted to learn how to make, he said, yellow rice. And I did do a video that I uploaded into Google Classroom, where it did teach how to make rice and beans, which was the traditional arroz con gandules that I mentioned. That is the traditional dish from Puerto Rico. And it looks like this one is just has color to it. It's a brownish red. And the color is given through tomato sauce or sazon, or sometimes both. Some people use something called achote. Okay, so this is starting to look pretty done. I'd say like another 5 minutes. And as you can see, it's almost all dried up. It smells really good because you can smell the coconut and you can smell the pigeon peas. It looks great. When it comes to my octopus, the simmering is starting to like settle, so there's not much simmering left, but you can really see this. It's gorgeous. There we go. This is going to be wonderful. Yes, 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 yes. I don't know if you guys have ever tried this type of meat. I would recommend it highly. You can't overboil it. That's why I shut it off. I put it in last and I shut it off, because you should never overcook octopus because it can get hard. It's kind of like scallops, and the conch meat is very rough and hard. This one is not as hard as the conch meat. Conch meat has to go through a process of being put actually like in a pressure cooker and stuff like that to make it tender. The octopus, you boil it for a certain period of time if you would buy it fresh. and you have to make sure that you don't overcook it because it can taste rubbery. So the magic on doing a good octopus is according to how long you leave it on. So you have to, depending on the size, because they have very small ones or they have very large ones. It depends the size, and that would determine how long you would leave it on. I haven't done a fresh octopus in many years, but that's the what I used to like to use was the fresh octopus. It's very meaty. It has more meat on it than these that are very very tiny. And then you have to go through a process of having to clean it, remove the skin, and it's not a great job to have afterwards, but at the end result is great because it really is a good tasting seafood. So and you can mix it with all kind of stuff, as I said before. Another thing that I like to mix it with, which they're in the same family, is squid. I also have mixed squid with the shrimp, and I have added crab meat, and I have added the the real crab meat and even the imitation crab meat. I have used both at the same time. I have made a big seafood salad. So I'm going to shut off the rice and let it cool and continue cooking with the steam that's inside of it. So the last 5 minutes, it is cooking at the end with the steam that's caught underneath the lid. So I'm not gonna open it again. I already opened it and mixed it around and made sure that that it was being done and that it wasn't sticking, because you don't want, the worst thing is to have burnt rice. You don't want to have burnt rice. I have experienced burning my rice before, and it's doesn't feel good. It's very upsetting when you've worked hard on a dish and then all of a sudden, because you haven't lowered it or you felt very confident and you walked away and it burns. You don't want to do that. So I am going to now cover my octopus. I'm going to put the lid on it. What I have been doing with the dishes is that after I do the video, I serve it on a platter and I take a picture, and that's the end result. And that's what I put up in the Padlet along with the video, so you can see the end result afterwards. I try not to do it now because of the fact that I have all of this on a burner, and I have to slide this little table that it's on, slide it back and forth. And I'm scared that everything can fall over, and I don't want to risk getting burned or anything like that. So I just make sure that everything's done and cooked, and then I put it on a plate for you to see the end result, and I'm sure you're gonna love it. So I hope that all of you will come and visit the Padlet. Uh, and if you have been coming to see the Padlet, I want to thank you for attending whatever videos I upload. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much for coming in and seeing our videos. I look forward to hopefully doing this again in the near future. I love working with children, and most of all, I love teaching them how to cook. Okay? You have a great day, and I'll see you soon with my next video. Bye.